Hello my friends, welcome to our channel, Questions and Answers on Immigration to Canada. I was asked several times to talk about the first year difficulties of newcomers in Canada, and I will try in this video, however it is possible, in a few minutes to give you an idea which difficulties you might encounter coming to Canada. Of course, information is based on our customers' experience. Of course, it's highly subjective, right? You might find your own experience, you might find it less difficult, you might find it more difficult. Well, life is life, but this is the collective opinion of our customers, of our clients, what I've asked them, and pretty much I believe that reflects the truth. So first of all, and of course it's not in any systematic order, right? I will just go one by one, however I remember those. The first one would probably be transportation. It might be surprising for you, but public transportation in Canada sucks. Let's just take it. It sucks completely, okay? You will not be able to survive using public transportation here. Coming to Toronto with the most probably sophisticated and developed public transportation system of any cities in Canada, you will find out that it is slow, it's not always reliable, and most of people are trying to use cars. Unless you are living in downtown of Toronto, you would have to have your own car, which is a money pit, of course. We spoke about car insurance prices before, we spoke about car prices before. It is expensive, okay? So stay as much as possible and rely as much as possible on public transportation as much as you could. However slow it could be, it is cheap compared to owning a car, okay? Don't be in a rush, don't buy your car, don't do that mistake, because again, that would be a money pit which you cannot allow yourself to have at the first year. If you could, try using buses, try using subway as much as you could. Now the second issue would probably be language. It sounds silly, but still, trust me, the faster you start communicating in English, the faster you would step away from your local community, whatever this community is, Chinese, Punjabi, Hindi, Russian, Jewish, whatever it could be, the faster you would step away from that and start to expand your own network, start communicating with people, the faster you would actually become successful in Canada. So try communicating in English as much as it's possible, no matter what your accent is, no matter what your background is. Remember that successful people here are only communicating in English or in French. Do not rely on your own community. Do not fall into that trap that, look, my IELTS 6.0 or 7.0, whatever, my wife is not communicating, I would be able to feed her and the entire family. It will not work, okay? Both of you should be able to use and employ your language abilities. You have to do it, otherwise it won't work. Now, third thing would probably be, of course, money. Yes, you have to have LICO divided by 2, that's low income cutoff divided by 2, that's the amount of money you have to have in your pockets in order to be admissible to Canada, financially admissible to Canada. But this is the absolute minimum, and frankly speaking, I would say it's quite difficult to survive having only those money in your pockets for the first months. You have to have as much as possible, and guess what? Those money would be drained very, very quickly. So find ways, and please don't be shy to negotiate, find ways to purchase something cheaper. Make sure that you are saving as much money as possible, okay? They will, trust me, they will be drained away. If you believe that you see, we spoke about phone contracts, for example, before. If you see a phone contract that sounds nice, make sure that you do your homework, and that's just an example, and find something cheaper, okay? Or make sure that there is nothing cheaper in there. Otherwise, don't take it. Just don't rush into a deal unless you do your homework. Otherwise, your money would be drained away much faster than you could imagine. Work, of course, that would be an issue as well. So finding a job is always an issue, because it's also a psychological problem. You're coming here probably as a skilled specialist. You're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, and guess what? Upon arrival to Canada, you're nothing. You're zero. Nobody cares about your work experience. Lots of people don't have any idea where your country is, okay? And trust me, even if you're from the States, nobody cares about it, okay? unless you have Canadian work experience, and it's not sort of nationalism, not at all, right? But when I receive a resume and somebody tells me that he or she was a financial officer somewhere in Kuwait, it tells me absolutely nothing. I have zero clue how finances are processed in Kuwait. I have absolutely no idea what is the working culture in there. So trust me, start low. Any job you could find, anything, absolutely. McDonald's, go for it, okay? You could find the lowest position in an organization, catch it, get it and grasp it. And speaking about which, we're talking about that next issue, which lots of our customers outline, that's social circle or social status laws. You're coming to Canada, you've got those high hopes, and you are getting here, like as I said, virtually as a no one, right? It is so depressing. I heard lots of stories, people crying at night. I heard lots of stories, people being depressed. Well, handle it. It's absolutely inevitable. However prepared you are, you will feel that probably. Well, there's no best solution for it. Just take it. Take the fact that you technically have erased your previous life and you have started it from afresh. You're not 18 anymore, but you have to do it, okay? Difficult? Yes. Will you challenge your decision to relocate to Canada? Probably yes. At least 80% of our clients we asked, they said yes, we were questioning our decision. We were thinking whether we were right or wrong, whether we should do it for our kids or we should get back to our home country. Well, go through this. There's absolutely no other way to challenge this decision. There is absolutely no way to give you an advice on this. It's highly personal, but I would say that if you initially have decided to go through this, probably you're doing it for the good cause, and just make sure that this first year you would be able to handle it. And probably the last one I would say would be networking. In terms of the networking, I know you probably do not expect it, but it would be very difficult to survive here without friends. And you're just a tree which was just uprooted and brought to the new soil. You have absolutely no one in here. You have no friends, you probably have no relatives or close relatives. You do not have people you could rely on. You do not have people to talk to, and that is difficult. That's tremendously difficult, okay? Surviving just between you and your wife and your kids is very hard. And speaking about friends or newly friends, well, newly found friends, I would say, you will find lots of crooks in here, unfortunately. As probably in any country in the world, everybody, especially your first acquaintances, they will try to use you in terms of charging you something, in terms of benefiting from your position or your situation. So be absolutely alert, especially for the first year. As I said, the good idea is challenge every financial decision which you make, okay? You're going shopping, well, ask yourself if you can find something cheaper. You're gonna buy yourself a cell phone, ask yourself if you could actually use the cell phone you brought from your home country. Chances are you would find yourself a way to use it. You want to use a TV or sign a contract for a TV, again, ask yourself whether you really need it. Okay? Maybe you could actually stay away from it. You're going for an internet contract, again, read the fine print as well. Make sure that you understand what you're signing for. Otherwise, there would be surprise bills up to $100 and $200 per month, etc., etc. If you want to discuss something, if you want to comment, well, mostly welcome. At the bottom of the video, you could leave your comments, and at the end of this video, our direct contacts as well. Stay tuned with us, and Happy New Year!